The Honourable Willie Jackson.
Just further to that kōrero, I think one of the major worries we have is impact on whānau, Madam Chair. So that being the case, we're putting up amendments to help the Minister in that regard, and so just provided a couple of amendments there. But we have to remember that in that March 25 quarter, job seekers have increased 209,839 people in terms of receiving a job seekers benefit. This is an increase of 22,000 people, Madam Chair, so or 11.6% compared to the same time last year. So that being the case, we had a look at clause 15, section 236, and clause 15, section 236 after subparagraph P. We're wanting to insert that an assessment is completed within 10 working days on the impact of cancelling the main benefit on a person's family, because there's just from what we see, there's no obligation on MSD in terms of follow-up. So again, the concern, Madam Chair, is well, what about the kids? The whole punitive approach puts aside the obligations to the wider whānau, to the kids. So we'd like the Minister to consider that be inserted, that an assessment is done within 10 working days on the impact of cancelling the main, what they will have in terms of the impact on the whānau. Also, I want to add another clause there. MSD consider the welfare of the client to ensure that the client has the support they need to pay for food and rent, and ask the Minister to answer what consideration is given to that wider whānau, and the impact of cutting the main benefit, what it has on the kids and wider whānau, the children and partners, surely shouldn't have to go without if the parent is sanctioned, and I think that we have to put some thought into that strategy. What happens to the client after being sanctioned? Can the Minister, and this has been a constant question through this process, can she explain where are they meant to go? Also, the Minister, in relation to my inclusion of subparagraph D, ensuring there is not enough funds for food and rent, clarify how that will be delivered. We could consider the utility for food banks and budget advisors to support the client and whānau. So I'm just asking, in this amendment, as I said, the earlier one, an assessment done within 10 working days, impact of cancelling the main benefit will have on the family, and then that MSD must consider the welfare of the client and to ensure that the client has the support they need to pay for food and rent. Would the Minister consider that, Madam Chair?
The Honourable Louise Upston.
Madam Chair, I'm not going to cover ground again that we've already covered in terms of non-financial sanctions as they are, and the restrictions on sanctions on households with children.
I have a feeling we could actually have like a seat warmers compilation that sits down there and go duh, 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 duh.
Oh, you could just call it Louise doesn't answer anything. She just says that she doesn't want to repeat herself.
Yeah. I don't know, like, Taupua, this is your local MP.
This is your local MP.
This is your local MP.
Yeah, she doesn't answer anything. What are you paying her to do? Okay, so yeah, Willie Jackson, is he right about job seekers benefit, the number of people being on that benefit increasing? Yes, he is. And yeah, he brings up a really good point. Should children be punished if adults fail to meet obligations? Like, oh, I couldn't get to I couldn't get to an appointment. I couldn't get to a job interview. My car broke down. Should children be removed by the state because, I don't know, a parent couldn't get to an appointment? Like, what are we doing here? What are we actually doing here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, sorry, Mum couldn't make it because the car broke down. Oh, shit. Kids, you're going hungry. Like, come on.
Well, yeah, I mean, that could also be a excuses. No, I can put you once. Did you ring the AA when your car broke down? Sorry, I didn't have the money for it. Well, you should know, as a responsible car owner, you should have an AA membership. Wins. Are you going to pay for it? No, it's not our responsibility to pay for AA membership, but since you haven't got a confirmation from the AA gentleman or lady who could sit down there and do that, we're going to constitute that your car was not broken down.
By the way,
you didn't ring the AA.
Yeah. By the way, what I brought up does happen in my neck of the woods, because Ekatahuna, it's almost like half an hour away from Masterton, and sometimes people can't get to their appointments for whatever reason, right? Sometimes due to no fault of their own, the car just decided to die and there's no public transport. Are you going to punish those people, right, who would otherwise, with all intent, go to the appointment, or, on that day they were sick, or for whatever reason they may have problem with receiving, they may have issues with digital exclusivity, so they may not understand how digital technologies work. Are you going to punish those people and their children? Because you have to look at it in that context. When you punish a parent, you also punish the children, right? Yeah. Are you going to punish an entire family and potentially make life harder for themselves and harder for them, and potentially make it that much more harder for them to get a job? And basically, you've got a whole bunch of dominoes now you know, bam, 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 falling down one after the other. You know, it's just pulling people back, right, from being able to get a job and get off the benefit. This isn't helping people. This is punishing people for shits and giggles. I don't know.
I've just read what was it not Bernadette's just said, and it really does spring the points. And my advice is, if you're ringing MSD, just record the phone call.
Yeah, just do it.
Telling them. I mean, they're recording your phone calls anyway.
Yep. I personally believe that because they're a public service, you should have the right to record your interactions with them.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't care what they say. It's like, no, you can't record us. No, fuck you. Right?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have permission to record me. Oh, really? Right when you sat down there and broke the law?
Yeah. No. To that, I just say, no, go fuck yourself. I'm recording you because, you know, people's tax money is going into this, and they have a right to know whether or not the system's being abused.
Yeah.